Alrighty, guys, we're back for Mardu Control, and this is a Dragonstorm Standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. But first things first, this was kind of sort of a suggestion down in the comments, so thank you so much for the suggestion. It's gonna be a fun one. The main build around is actually Inevitable Defeat, which is a 4-mana instant speed rocking Mardu colors up there. This spell can't be countered. Exile target non-land permanent, and its controller loses 3 life and you gain 3 life. Okay, that's pretty cool. You know what it should pair nicely with? Chandra, Hope's Beacon, making the cut as a 2 of here on the top end, 6 mana, 5 loyalty, legendary planeswalker. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. This ability triggers only once each turn. Yeah, I think it'll be pretty cool to copy an Inevitable Defeat, huh? But then also on Chandra, a lot of useful abilities here. +2, add 2 mana in any combination of colors. A +1, exile the top 5 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from among those exiled cards. Then, of course, a -X ability where it deals X damage to each of up to 2 targets. Yeah, honestly, now that I'm reading it, I'm considering 3 of them, right? We do have other top-end planeswalkers. We have a 1 of Kaya, Intangible Slayer, which I'm not going to take the time to read right now. We also have a couple Quintorius Kands as well. So this is a 5-mana 4 loyalty legendary planeswalker with a passive. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, deals 2 damage to each opponent, and you gain 2 life. So the easiest way to do that is with that -3 ability where you discover 4, and then the idea is to discover an inevitable defeat. But then also don't forget the +1 ability on the Chandra is another way to utilize that passive on Quintorius Kand. Aside of that, extra token generation, 3/2s are kind of no joke, so. All right, how about the control side of things, huh? Well, we have all 4 Sunfall. Oh dear, and easy ways to ramp into the Sunfall for turn 4 Sunfalls with all 4 Bandits, huh? And easy ways to commit crime means that we're going to have plenty of loot counters on this artifact that we can eventually use the bottom ability for, where you pay 2, tap it, remove 2 loot counters from this artifact, draw a card. Is that kind of our main card draw in the build? Yeah, kind of, sort of, right? Okay, a lot of spot removal to go over. We have a couple Legions to Ashes. We also have a couple Anoint with Afflictions. We have a couple Get Lost, of course. All 4 cut downs making the cut. We have a couple Burst Lightning. I suppose this could be Torch the Tower, but I kind of wanted something that can hit the opponent's face as well. Since we're doing the burn thing with Inevitable Defeat, but then also Chandra, it's not terrible to copy a Burst Lightning. Also, since it's a control deck list, it's not like unheard of to actually get to the point where the kicker cost really comes in handy here too. We do have other ways to slow down the opponent early game with a couple of Authority of Consuls as well. Also trying out this Tomik, something like that, Wielder of Law. It's a 3-mana 2/4. This is the first time I'm playing with it, actually. It's a legendary creature, affinity for planeswalkers, so it costs 1 less to cast for each planeswalker you control. So essentially, if you have a planeswalker, it's just going to be Orzhov colors. That's cool. So Flying Vigilance 2/4. Whenever an opponent attacks with creatures, if 2 or more of those creatures are attacking you and or planeswalkers you control, that opponent loses 3 life and you draw a card. I mean, 2 or more, that's it? Really? I mean, that happens all the time. So I don't know. Seems kind of cool. Oh, also 4 Archangel of Wrath making the cut. Should be easy peasy to activate those kicker costs, maybe both of them. Get some extra damage through, get some extra life gain. The mana base, guys, it looks like a mess, right? But I thought about it, I promise. We'll talk more about the mana base in the final thoughts. That'll be kind of important, right? Some honorable mentions. I thought about cards like Charming Scoundrel, ways to trade out the cut downs that we're not using and stuff like that. Just couldn't find room for it. There's a lot packed in. Thought about Temporary Lockdown, kind of seems important sometimes. And I thought about lands, like utility lands. Fountain Port almost made the cut, and there's a bunch of other utility lands that I considered for the deck list that just didn't make the cut because mana fixing's important, and it's a 3-color mana base, so yeah. Okay, guys. I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, see how we do. right into that first game. What am I expecting from the build? I want it to be amazing, bro. I'm expecting a lot here. Some tap land in our opener. I'm not concerned about that, right? 8. We won't have, I mean, we'll have a turn 2 cut down, turn 3 anoint. This is fine. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking twice about it, but totally fine. We might as well, at that point, start with some Surveil. Authority, I'm going to keep, because we don't know what we're up against yet, and that could really come in handy. Yes. Yes, it is going to come in handy. Now the big question is, do we want to cut down the Swift Spear, or do we want to establish authority while we have it? And it's probably cut down. And that means we will Surveil again, see what's on top. Get lost. We have so much spot removal in hand, but like we're gonna need it, right? So, and before they can get around the cut down, we're gonna use it on our turn. This is so much spot removal in hand, dude. So, all right, Emberheart Challenger. Yeah, what we're gonna do now is we can actually get the authority down, which is gonna be essential here. And then, again, we don't want the Challenger to get above the cut down range, so we want to do this on our turn. All right, now more mana off the top will be huge for us. Swift Spear, coming out tapped. Give me that life gain. That's so good. There's a reason we kept that on top, man. All right, Anoint with Affliction and Get Lost open. We're safe for a couple turns. We're definitely going to need to see more mana, so this time we pass it back. We wait till they dump some monstrous rage and whatnot onto that Swift Spear. Okay, Might of the Meek. Before they draw, we want to pop that, probably. It's going to be the Anoint, I guess. No, it should have... Well, I didn't want to give them the map tokens, but we should have saved the Anoint for their Heartfire hero, probably. All right. Need some mana, guys. Need some mana, but at least we're in this. Like, we've controlled them pretty well so far. And they only got 2 mana, but once they find, like, Screaming Nemesis... I guess Get Lost takes care of Screaming Nemesis easy peasy. They're going to try for a bigger attack with the Slickshot Show Off. They go ahead and plot it up here. In desperate need of land, guys. How much land do I have in here? I don't know. Authority of Consuls is brutal, man. I wasn't even thinking about that with the plot up. That's so funny, dude. Right, so I guess we'll hit the Manifold Mouse. I guess, right? I don't know, if we miss mana next turn, then all of a sudden we're in danger. Both of those cards are super deadly. We do miss the mana, but we find a cut down, and I guess we want to do cut down before they untap. Same thing, dude. It's just spot removal. Oh my goodness, man. Ah, where's our 4th mana? No. Okay, the opponent has free reign for the turn, guys. Dude, come on, come on. I don't know how much mana I have in here, honestly. They use those map tokens. They find a Demonic Ruckus and a mana. Nice. They might as well go for the Ruckus this turn. Right? Totally. So this reads, exile the top card until end of turn. You can play that card. That doesn't mean they can plot it, right? I don't know. I can't remember right now. Yeah, so they do end up just playing it. I think that is excellent for them. Mana off the top. Here it is. Oh, dear. Guys, send help. I have more than 20 mana. I promise. I promise, guys. Oh, no. I think they're going to pull this back. Now, even if we find our 4th, we have like an inevitable defeat for 1 challenger, and we're still going to need to see our 5th. The mana that we see needs to be untapped now all of a sudden, right? Dude? Dude? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It could still be more too, but Monstrous Rage only boosts it by... Okay, it's gonna be a shot. Down to 4. Mana off the top. It's a tapped land. No. Good game, opponent. Guys, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen sometimes. It's Magic the Gathering. Wait a minute. Oh, that's what I had. Oh, lands, am I right? There we go. Dude, that was so bad that I have to go check to see how much mana we have. 16 cards in to find 4 land. I don't know. I don't know, guys. We have to check real quick. 24. Okay, 25 is something we need to consider for sure. For sure, bro. Because if we found mana, I think that easily would have been ours. But that's Magic sometimes. It's going to happen for sure. At that point, with how much brutal early spot removal we had, it's kind of like we deserved it at that point, right? Okay. Okay. We're gonna find more than the 3rd, right? This is a tough hand because now opponent's going first again, but we only have the Burst Lightning. Lots to draw into. There's so much to draw into, guys. I'm gonna try it. We're gonna push the deck list to its absolute limits here. Okay, that's good news. That's good news. They're gonna be going or taking the game slow. That doesn't mean that Authority of Consuls would be bad here. Oh, wow. Yeah, we have all 4 Bandits Hall packed in too. That would have been an excellent draw as well. So even though we got 24 mana, we also could have seen a Bandits Hall in that last game. Against the Azorius colors, I'm going to send the Authority, and hopefully I don't regret that. All right. There's a cut down. We can go ahead and get the Verge down successfully. What I really don't want here, I really don't want the Bandits Hall to get countered, so I hope they end up tapping out. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, guys. Uh-oh. I think that Authority of Consuls could have come in handy. At least for a little bit of life gain, at the very least. Yeah, this is Azorius Reanimator, right? So good news. The cut down does pick up the Kiora. I'm going to save the Burst Lightning for another time, and it'll be worthwhile picking this up, right? Let's see what they discard first, I guess. We already got 2 in the grave, so it's not like we're putting it in the grave for them to reanimate or anything. It's just getting the Kiora off the board now while we have the mana for it. Temporary lockdown. Okay. Yep, we'll pop the Kiora. And save the Burst Lightning. Alright, Bandits Hall. Have the Burst Lightning open. Guys, we really have to consider 25 mana here for sure. Because now it's getting a little sketchy, right? If we get 2 games in a row where we're sweating for our 4th, at the very least, though, this time we have Bandits Hall, which is excellent news. Gonna Soul Partition the Bandits Hall? No, it's gonna be a Hottie. Oh, I'm regretting the cut down right now. Because for some reason the Hottie a 0/4. Yeah, let's commit a crime, huh? Burst Lightning the opponent's face, get that counter, and then Inevitable Defeat on the Hottie is pretty good for the turn. Get the prime up to, or get the loot counters up to 2, which means card draw, which means we'll totally find our 4th mana, guys. We're next. It's next turn, no matter what. We're finding our 4th mana. The scary thing though, right now, is the fact that we definitely need a 5th mana at some point too. But this time, look, it's not as bad as last time so far, because we're only 12 cards in. It took us 16 cards to find the 4th in the last one. at least we were actually able to use the inevitable defeat too, so. Okay, recommission a Kiora. Kiora has the threshold. Easy peasy, right? Maybe Picklock Prankster comes down. It does not. So Counterspell would probably be likely. Oh, this spell can't be countered though. I guess we could do it on their turn then. Why didn't I do it on their turn before? I guess there's a chance of protection spell, right? I guess we don't want them to have more cards in hand, but inevitable defeat. Hold on, opponent. I'm thinking, why can't I think where we want to use the defeat? Yeah, we want to do it now. We don't want them to draw a special piece of protection spell next turn. If they have the protection spell, then they have it. Outside of that, inevitable defeat can't be countered, so I'm pretty sure we just do it when we can, as soon as possible, against the deck list that we're up against. Yeah, totally fine. Opponent's down to 12. We're at 26. We have plenty of time to find our 4th and 5th mana. 3 steps ahead. Nice. That'll come in handy. 5th mana. Picklock Pranksters finally, because they can keep the 3 open for the counterspell on the... Oh, Oculus. Hi. Okay, well, and they still have the 3 steps ahead open here, too. Okay, we found it, guys. It's tapped land, but we found it. We're fine. Everything's fine. Let's get that counterspell out of the opponent's hand. And then hope that they don't have a second counterspell, because the big card in our hand that's great against Oculus, of course, is going to be Sunfall. And we have 2 of them, so... Dude, I usually say more testing required, but right now I'm thoroughly convinced that I should have started this with 25 mana. I don't know what mana I want to go up, though. I had the Fountain Port in the honorable mentions. We could probably just squeeze one of those in here. Drop a... What do we want to drop for a 25th mana, though? They still have 3 open. 2 cards we don't know about, guys. Hey, more mana. Yeah, see, when I say more testing required, if we play 2 more games after this or something, then there's a real chance that we just flood out in those 2 games or something. I'm going to keep the 3rd Sunfall on top. Because once the first Sunfall gets countered, we're going to need a couple more, right? I'm on the edge of my seat. They flipped the Hottie Gen for fun. Oh, that's brutal, man. Okay, I could have sent that other Sunfall. Well, they're probably going to come in handy. Fable Passage. Okay, 6th mana from the opponent. 2 cards in hand we still don't know about. And next turn... Oh, they go Helping Hand, Oculus, Prankster, 1 card in hand, 3 mana open. Sunfall number 2 is brutal, but then Sunfall number 3 is even worse because, yeah, because we know that they're going to bring back what the other Hottie Gen or the Kiora would be a really good grab too, honestly. Quintorius could be good here too, but like we just try to slam that Sunfall, right? I'm pretty sure. That's fine. Oh, counterspell this time. It's a Soul Partition. Hey, nice play, opponent. And we kept the 3rd Sunfall on top for a reason. Oh, dear. So, yeah, they're going to bring back probably Hottie Gen, because the Hottie Gen is going to be super chunky. They're going to do the +1 counter from the recommission. Oh, yeah. They still got 4 mana open, so they can easily play Oculus here. Fable Passage, no cards in hand, which means the Sunfall's going to land, which is so brutal. Maybe they play around it. Maybe they just keep Hottie Gen. But we already played 2. That's the problem, right? Like, it's really hard to say, like, oh, the opponent's going to have the 3rd Sunfall. You know what I mean? Yeah, they go for it. This is so brutal, man. Okay. Okay, they're tapped out here too. I'm so sorry, opponent. I'm so sorry, bro. Oh no. Oh no. Hello. Hi, I'm so sorry, dude. I want to actually activate the ability. There we go. Good game, opponent. Oh no. Oh no. We did the control thing. Being on the other side of the Sunfall. Oh man. Guys, while I have you here in the middle of the video, make sure you check out that description where we do have that Discord link as well as that Patreon link too if you're interested in joining either of those up or supporting the channel that way. And also, guys, for the YouTube side of things, if you like the video, make sure you actually drop it a like. And if you enjoy the channel, then consider subscribing because it really does help out the channel. So thank you, guys. I think I forgot to bring that up in yesterday's video. Oops, the daisies. Maybe I'll put it in the comments or something. Oh, I'm concerned about the mana, guys. I really, really am. But 24 should be enough when we have a little bit of ramp and we have so much early removal. We should be fine. There we go. Some more mana here too. Only red source right now is the Outpost, which is okay. Ramp with the Bandit's Hall. Yeah, all 4 of these for a very good reason. We didn't even draw with it last game. We just used it as ramp and mana fixing at that point too. Okay, the 1 cut down is totally fine because we still have another one. Pixie, what are you doing over there? I mean, we'll pop it. And I'll save the Get Lost for another, even though we got the mana for it. We'll pop it. Well, actually, guys, we probably should have used the Get Lost because this turn is a Bandit's Hall turn. So we could have utilized the mana that we had last turn for Get Lost, and then this turn kept the Bandit's Hall mana open for the cut down. But now we can't do that. So kind of my fault. Ah, Lauren. Crap, dude. Crap, man. See, it would have worked out too, because we could have popped the Lauren. Hey, we found the mana anyways. All right. Oh, no double white on the board. Oh. The Bandit's Hall was our second white source. Oh no, guys. Oh no, not like this. The mana every game has been doing something. Oh no, it's a little funny, it is, but when we get to the final thoughts, we'll talk in depth about the decisions in the mana base, the dual lands I chose, trying to optimize the lands so that way we don't have too many tapped lands entering at any given time. Yeah, we'll take the 2 gladly because I think the discard is going to be the Get Lost, and we're just hoping to find the white source. Oh, we're going to go for card draw first. Nice. White source. All right, dude. All right, yeah, the discard's going to be the Get Lost, and then Archangel for 5. Sunfall will be the last card in hand. A tough decision, though. Another Sunfall. All right. Kick the Archangel. Pop the Lauren. Go back up to 16. See what the opponent does to us. Because I think this is the style of deck list that has Momentum Breaker easily. Gets around the Archangel. Overlord. Okay, that's not a Momentum Breaker. Sheoldred, the Apocalypse. And what can they grab here? Non-avatar creature card. Okay, bounce the Hopeless Nightmare probably. Yeah, Archangel of Wrath actually surviving is pretty huge for us. More mana. I'm going to play it. I'm still trying to think, what do we drop for that 25th? I'm still very tempted by the 25th mana. However, next turn, if we find more mana, then it's going to, like, now it's not that great, right? So, okay, got to discard a Sunfall. The opponent's keeping our hand really drained here, unfortunately. Ooh, Legions to Ashes. All right, non-land permanent, and all tokens that player controls are the same name as that permanent. I think it wouldn't be terrible to get rid of this Hopeless Nightmare finally, right? Because if we get rid of Pixie, they could just play another Pixie, bounce the Nightmare, and continuously keep our hand drained. However, that being said, of course, they could just play another Hopeless Nightmare too. But I think like that's still a pretty good target. And the Overlord wouldn't be a terrible target too. But yeah, I think it's Hopeless Nightmare. What do you guys think? Well, that's a tough decision. But they didn't play a second Hopeless Nightmare, probably because they don't have a second black source on the board. They only got this Blooming Marsh. They go Overlord. Yeah, so it's return non-avatar creature or planeswalker card. Okay. Oh, Skirmish Rhino. All right. Yeah, Sun Pearl. And bounce the Overlord that they just played. Okay. Anoint with Affliction. Excellent. Excellent stuff, guys. Let's see if they go for the double block. And then we get rid of one of them. Pretty good. Pretty good, guys. We successfully removed both of their creatures. Up to 21. They're at 14. We're it's not looking terrific, but there's a lot we can see off the top. The big thing here is the card advantage, right? They have 6 cards in hand still, where we completely fizzled out, and we're just getting lucky that they didn't remove the Archangel yet. Unpearl, bounce the Overlord. Another Skirmish Rhino. There's the Momentum Breakers and whatnot. More mana. All right. All right, that's enough now. That's enough mana. Now that we have 7 on the board, this is tempting, but it's probably, like, why didn't they chump? Because it's just 3 damage. That's probably it, right? So we save the Sunfall. Hopefully it doesn't get picked up by Hopeless Nightmare. Oh, okay. Road Watcher here. Okay, and they get to return 1 3 or less to the battlefield, which would be Skirmish Rhino. Right? Yeah. They go back up to 13. They do go for the swing. We're down to 20. And Sunfall number 2. All right. I guess that's what we do. They got a good board state, man. However, we could survive the swing easily. They got, what? 13 damage coming through, go down to 10. They play even more creatures. They don't know where Rock and Sun... No, they do know. They do. So they probably can play around it. Yep, we do it. And we still have 2 open, too. It definitely sucks to lose the Archangel, but now we have the Incubator at 5. I still think we're in danger. Cool deck list from the opponent, though, right? For sure. Oh, Road Watcher. Dude, this is a scary card for real. See what they mill. Oh, it doesn't have to be from amongst the milled cards, though. It's just return target creature with mana value 3 or less from your grave. Oh, they go for the Lauren. I like that opponent. That's pretty good. Yeah. That's pretty good. All right. The opponent's in this, dude. Bounce the Road Watcher. Yeah. We save the Sunfall, save the Plains in case they drop a Hopeless Nightmare. I don't know whose match this is, honestly. I think it's heavily leaning towards the opponent, but they are slowly dwindling down as far as life total goes. Opponent, get out of my hand. No, my Sunfall. Opponent, no. The opponent has the answers, man. They have the answers. Okay. Oh, it's mana. Oh, no. This is what I was worried about. We can successfully get the Bleachbone Verge down. Even though we could have kept that one hidden because they knew about the Plains. It's fine. Just get the dual land down. Now it is heavily leaning towards the opponent. The best thing we could see is the 4th Sunfall, which is just asking for a lot. No, 4th Sunfall. And inevitable defeat wouldn't be terrible. I guess like spot removal in general. Okay, Archangel is really good, right? So, let's see, they're at 12. I gotta read this real quick. Exile that card. When this creature leaves the battlefield, the exiled card's owner creates an XX white spirit creature token, where X is the mana value of the exiled card. Okay, so if we fully kick the Archangel, we can totally pop the Severance Priest. Or we could pop like Lauren and Pixie. But we'd get a 5/5 Spirit, which seems pretty good. And we block in the air well. Alright, we play all the mana. We will go full kick. And I think we go all in on the Severance Priest. Right? Yeah, because I don't mind getting a 5/5. Unfortunately, we don't get the Sunfall back, which is actually pretty bad. Go back up to 14 here. The fact that we're so far behind card advantage really showcases like how many value cards we have packed in. Like the fact that we're still kind of sort of in this is kind of wild, right? Oh, Inevitable Defeat, so good, but that probably means Hopeless Nightmare is coming down. No, it's going to be Nowhere to Run. They're going to double down on that for the Archangel? Grimbauble, they are going to double down on the Archangel. We still block really well on the ground with our 5/5. But since they let us draw on the Lauren, I thought Hopeless Nightmare was going to come down and drain our hand. Road Watcher, okay. I think that we're still probably going to pop the Nurturing Pixie with the Inevitable Defeat. And guys, am I crazy here, or could we have drawn a little better this game too? Oh, Severance Priest. No, that's really bad. The opponent's deck list is really cool though. All right, 12-12. Oh, it's not terrible actually. If 2 or more creatures are attacking you or planeswalkers you control, that opponent loses 3 life and you draw a card. So now if they attack with multiple, the problem is it's probably going to be spot removal, right? Oh, that Inevitable Defeat would have been excellent, right? I don't know what we'd want to exile, though. Probably the Skirmish Rhino, but they have so much in their grave anyways. So much in their grave. Guys, they only got 12 cards remaining. The opponent really needs to get there in the next few turns here. They need to start swinging. Oh, Sheoldred and then Lauren. If they swing with Lauren, no matter what, we're going to block there then. Well, I wouldn't mind the extra card draw, but Sheoldred doing that extra 2 now is probably a nail in the coffin. The Severance Priest has Death Touch. We'll trade out. That's fine. Totally fine. We get a 4/4 instead of a 5/5, but the Severance Priest can come back from a Road Watcher. This is really hard to play around. We could have just taken the 3. They go Grimbauble, Surveil 2. They have 11 cards remaining, guys. Chandra. Dude, that's really good. Oh man, what the heck do I want to do here? If we go +1 on Chandra, we'll still have 3 mana open. Top 5 cards, we can easily find some removal for the Nurturing Pixie. And Chandra will be 6. We go -X, we could go -3. Pop the Road Watcher, the Nurturing Pixie. 1 second, opponent, I'm thinking, buddy. Dude, this is a really tough decision. I think it's going to be +1. We got to keep all of our blockers back. Yeah, +1, because we've been falling so behind on card advantage. But the -3 could have been pretty good too. Road Watcher, Pixie, or -2, pop the Lauren and the Pixie. Inevitable Defeat. Dude. Okay. And we have to protect this Chandra no matter what. Because Inevitable Defeat could pull us right back, man. Picks up the Sheoldred if we can copy it with the Chandra. Okay, they go for card draw. We could have found some of our early removal there, because we haven't seen too much of it this game. All we needed was an instant speed removal. No, 2 cut downs, get lost, Anoint. We have another Anoint, another get lost. 2 more cut downs, 2 burst lightnings. Okay, yeah, there actually is still a lot we could have seen there off the Lauren. So we're going to draw on the Wielder. Since this 2 creatures attacking, right? 3 creatures attacking. We really, really desperately need to see some removal here. It's mana. Okay, down to 6. Oh, we're dead. We're dead, right? Oh no. Oh yeah, we're dead. Oh no, guys. This could have been anyone's game. Easily, easily. Okay. Down to 1. And then they tap the Lauren. Oh, nowhere to run. I'm glad we didn't block the Skirmish Rhino because of the trample. That could have been pretty bad, for sure. Dude, for real. Like, I can't believe how this lined up. It's more mana. Oh my goodness, guys. After all those games of wanting the 25th, I don't know. I'm confused. We're 36 minutes in, guys. We should call it there on a weird match where at any point the tides could have turned, even though we were so significantly behind on card advantage. I think that says something about the value of the cards we have in the deck list. I think if we played another 4 games or however many games we played, I think we could pull all of them through. It's unlikely. I was hesitant to say that it's unlikely because, like, I'm feeling pretty good about the deck list right now. But, like, I don't know. I'm really confused about this one. I think it could have performed 10 times better than what we showcased today. I do think we got a little unlucky, which is something that I don't say very often. That's rare, but it feels that way, right? Let me know in the comments. Do you agree with me? Did we get a little unlucky? Kind of felt like it. Let's go over the mana base, and then we can talk more about that luck side of things. So 24 mana, the original concept had 24, and after the first couple games missing that mana and whatnot, especially that first game, which should have been heavily leaning towards us after we removed their early business, right? We missed the mana. We couldn't find it, and then the opponent won because of that. We needed the 4th no matter what. We have all 4 Bandits Hall for ramp. We were stuck on the 3rd mana, and once we found the 4th, it was tapped land. So the tapped land held us up big time. So the whole mana base is designed to minimize the amount of tapped land while still mana fixing a 3-color mana base. So let's do some rearranging here so we have some more space. Yeah, there we go. So let's look at this. We got 4 plains, swamp, mountain, and the Verge originally taps for swamps. And the other Verge originally tapped for swamps. Now, all of a sudden, we're heavily leaning towards the swamps, which is not what the deck is heavily leaning towards, funny enough. But I'm not worried about the Verge just tapping for swamps, because if you have plains or swamp for this one, it's going to be an incredible Orzhov dual land. If you have swamp or mountain for this one, it's going to be an incredible Rakdos dual land, right? So how do we do that? Well, we have mountain, swamp, plains, but also we have Shadowy Backstreet, plains and swamp, Raucous Theater, swamp and mountain. We have all 4 Elegant Parlors as well, which makes sense to lean all 4 parlors and not the dual land that has swamps, because the Verge are originally tapping for swamp, right? Meanwhile, the mountain from the parlor powers up this Verge, and the plains from the parlor powers up this Verge. Outside of that, all 4 Nomad Outposts too. I suppose we could drop a Nomad Outpost, maybe go up like a Fable Passage, but we don't have too many basics in here. Only 6 total basics is actually pretty sketchy, right? So yeah, the concept of the deck list is we're not worried about the Verge just tapping, or the concept of the mana base for this deck list, there we go, is that the Verge originally tapping for the swamp is not something we're really concerned about. Especially since early game swamps is going to be pretty essential, since I'm heavily leaning towards the cut down side of things. All 4 cut downs making the cut because it removes so much early on all the time all four of them. I don't think there's going to be many games where you're upset to see cut down in your opening hand. That means if you also had a couple Verge, you're not upset about that either. And all you need is one of your six other dual lands or surveil lands, or one of your six other basics as well to power up the Verge. That being said, there are some janky lines in the mana base too that would actually be pretty bad, like Bleachbone Verge and a Mountain means you only have Rakdos colors that game. Early game, you should be fine with Rakdos colors until you can actually hopefully find a thing or mana fix on Bandit's Hall or something, right? So if you saw 2 Bleachbone Verge and a Mountain, but you also had Bandit's Hall and a cut down or 2 in your opener, you probably keep that opener, right? The opponent's finding removal for Bandit's Hall today was pretty essential for them. That Lauren in the last game was wild, man, right? So that was really good. And removal for artifacts in general might be pretty upsetting for this deck list. I could see dropping the Wielder of Law for that 25th mana, but we saw so much mana in that last game too, where all we really needed was a better way to finish, or some of our early removal would have been so good, especially since Chandra was established on the board at that moment. We had another Get Lost, another Anoint, we had both Burst Lightning, we had 2 cut downs in the deck list as well. We did have 3 mana open, but Legions to Ashes is sorcery speed, so we would have had to seen that on our turn instead of the Inevitable Defeat. Inevitable Defeat is a really cool build around here. Hold up, guys. I'll go ahead and do some rearranging because we were talking about the mana base. The Inevitable Defeat is a really cool build around. Getting to the 4th mana is another question, right? But once you do get to the 4th mana, if you survived well enough in that early game with all that extra spot removal, now you're going to start gaining your life back as well. And certain opponents are going to have a really rough time of getting around this too. The fact that it can't be countered was essential against our victory, where we won the Azorius matchup, right? So if Inevitable Defeat could have been countered, there was a real chance that those deck lists have extra counter spells ready to protect their big old chunky Oculus and whatnot. Funny enough, they only found like the 1-3 steps ahead, and so we were able to pull off multiple Sunfall, which is just way too brutal for the opponent, and then all 4 Sunfall for a very good reason, and another reason to consider the 25th mana. So while we could consider dropping the Wielder of Law for the 25th, I could also see potentially dropping Allegiance to Ashes down to 1 for the 25th, or even Bandit's Hall. Even though this is our ramp and I find it very significant for this specific build, I could still see 3 of these in a 25th mana because you're still just going to want to see more mana when it comes time. And at that point, I would go up a basic, and I think you could probably successfully go up that mountain, but realistically, we're just, I mean, like, you're looking at the mana base, you're like, yeah, go up the swamp, but don't forget the Verge and the original top swamp, right? But then if you go up the swamp, at least it powers up those Verge, so it's kind of tricky. It is. After going over the mana base, do you guys think I landed on something here, right? Because I've been trying to find that good balance of untapped land. Meanwhile, we still need to mana fix. After seeing the games, do you guys think that the 24 land makes sense? Or do you think 25th would have just been much better, especially in those first 2 games where we were sweating to find the mana? Legions to Ashes does great things against the offspring mice and whatnot. I really like the fact that it cleans up all the tokens that have the same name. What other cards does Legions to Ashes really wreck? Is there anything else we can think of? I guess any other offspring cards it does pretty well against, but Legions to Ashes can also just be your spot removal of choice as well. So yeah, all right, guys. I think that's everything. Oh, Archangel of Wrath was really good in here, wasn't it? Yeah. I like this a lot as our main creature and one of our only creatures. Wait a minute. Yeah, one of our only creatures outside of the Wielder of Law. I mean, we're just heavily leaning towards the control side of things, and Archangel just fits that build, right? I mean, Archangel is doing the control thing while being an established creature, and being some of the only creatures in here. Like, sure, we have token generation on Quintorius. Maybe we should have some lands that transform into creatures as well to also help us clean up the games as well. Because there's not too much top end that helps us clean it up outside of burn, which is realistically what we're trying to do anyways. All right, guys, enough rambling, huh? If you made it this far into the build, or into the video, send help, guys. Words are hard. If you made it this far into the video, for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.